Good evening, class. Myself, Umesh Rathod, lecturer in Mechanical Engineering Department from Vallabhpuri Polytechnic, Navsari. Today, I am going a presentation on movement of the subject Applied Mechanics. Movement. When we applied a force perpendicular to the object at several distance, the effect produced on in that object known as movement. Let we have see it with some graphics. Here is one block on which a bar is placed, which is fixed at one end. At another end, force applied. So by figure we get when we applied force perpendicular to the object at a several distance from a fixed point, it produces movement. So we get the definition. The product of force and perpendicular distance from a fixed point known as movement. From the definition we get the equation moment equal to force into perpendicular distance. We all know the unit of force is Newton and the unit of distance is meter. So finally we get the unit of moment is Newton into meter. Now look onto few examples of movement. The first one is a person on jump board. We all know about swimming pool. When a person jump from the jump board, the effect produced on that jump board is known as movement. The second one is pulling handle of auto rickshaw. When an auto rickshaw driver try to start the auto rickshaw with a handle, there is also a movement produced. The third one is loosen or tighten the bolt. When anybody try to loosen or tighten the bolt with the help of spanner, it's also known as the movement effect. The fourth one is opening or closing the door. When we try to open or close the door, there is a effect produced on that door is also known as movement. And the fifth one is pulling handle of hand pump. When we pull water out of hand pump, we applied perpendicular force to its handle. So it's one of the example of movement. Now we have looked types of movement. Movement broadly classified into two categories. The first one is clockwise movement. That we have to see it graphically. We have a particle on which a bar is placed and the force is applied in clockwise direction. Such movement known as clockwise movement and always denoted by positive movement. The second one is anti-clockwise movement. Let's see it graphically. A particle is placed on which a beam is placed and the force is applied anti-clockwise. So such movement is known as anti-clockwise movement and it also denoted by negative movement. Okay, let's take some example of movement of clockwise and anti-clockwise. Find out movement at a point O shown in figure. Here we have a figure on which at a 1 meter distance a 12 kilonewton force is applied. We know movement equal to force into perpendicular distance force. So movement at O is equal to 20 kilonewton into 1 meter distance. Here force acting on clockwise direction, so its movement taken as a positive. So movement at O is equal to 20 kilonewton into meter. Now move on to example of anti-clockwise. Find out movement at point O shown in figure. Here also a figure is given on which a 20 kilonewton force applied in anti-clockwise direction. We know movement equal to force into perpendicular distance. So movement at O is equal to 20 kilonewton force into 1 meter distance. Here force acting in anti-clockwise direction, so it will be taken as negative. So movement at O equal to minus 20 kilonewton into meter. Now One of the principle of movement is Wagner principle of movement. What it will state? Wagner's theorem states that the algebraic sum of the moment at any point of the forces acting on a body is equal to the moment of the resultant at that particular point. Let me see it graphically. Here one object is given on which there is a fixed point. Here is force F1 act at a distance x, one in perpendicular direction. Second one is force F2 act at distance x, x2 in which is also in perpendicular. The third one is force Ft which act at a distance x in it's also perpendicular. These are the several forces producing movement on that object. Now, if we look out same figure with the resultant force and a fixed point, the resultant R act at a distance x and produce same effect of all those movement. So finally we get resultant movement equal to algebraic sum of the movement. So R into x is equal to F1 x1 plus F2 x2 plus F3 x3. So here we proved a Wagner principle of movement by one example. Example of Wagner principle of movement. Find out resultant movement at point A for the system as shown in figure. Here we have a square plane which has a point of which has a length of 2 by 2 meter and a point of A, B, C, D. At point A, a force of 10 Newton is acting. At point B, a force of 20 Newton is acting. At point C, a force of 30 Newton is acting. And at point D, a force of 10 Newton is acting. For the system, first we have to decide which force produce movement either clockwise or anti-clockwise. First of all, we take a force of 10 Newton produce no moment because it has only force, not a distance. The second one is 20 Newton force. It produces no moment because it has a force but no distance. The third one is 30 Newton force. It has both force and a perpendicular distance. So it produces clockwise movement. And the last one is 10 Newton force, which produce anti-clockwise movement because it has a force and a perpendicular distance also. From the Wagner principle of movement, at a point A, we know resultant movement equal to algebraic sum of the movement. So movement at A equal to 30 into 2 minus 10 into 2. So movement at A equal to 60 minus 20. So movement at point A equal to 40 Newton into meter. So thank you guys for listening me patiently. Thank you.